Hands up!
Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife, and the man you just watched in that video reverse b***ing his way out of armed robbery goes by the name of Rathod, and according to his bio on Instagram, he's a motivational speaker and self-defense trainer. To be fair, since his speeches are in a language I don't understand, there's no way of me knowing whether he's a good motivational speaker or not. But I can say that if his motivational speeches are anything like his self-defense techniques, they are deep-fried turd nuggets covered in nonsense sauce. Take the clip I showed you at the beginning of this breakdown as an example. It's probably not the best idea to point the gun directly at your when attempting a gun disarm. That is a good way to lose your ding-ding. Luckily for us, but unlucky for his students, gun disarms aren't the only bad martial arts techniques that he teaches. You see, according to him, he's a 7th degree black belt. A 7th degree black belt in what exactly, we don't really know because he never actually says it on any of his documentation. Can you smell the bullshit? Let's take a look at one of those 7th degree black belt techniques now. What was that crap? I got a question for you. Why are they letting go? Like, at no point in this technique has he done anything to actually address the grip. He has done literally nothing to make them let go of his body. Also, in my 41 years on this planet, I have never worn a scarf as a fashion accessory. Ever. But I digress. Now, since we've established I'm not a scarf man myself, maybe I need a different technique for a different scenario. Let's see what happens when we're faced with the old non-consensual sex choke from the front. Well, that's one way to do it, I guess. You know, I never considered just completely turning my back on an opponent who is aggressively choking me. Probably never considered it because now I can't see the attacker and they can hit me with all kinds of strikes and even worse chokes. But hey, he's a 7th degree black belt, right? So we gotta trust him. Not. There are way worse things that can happen to you than just a choke from the front. I mean, you could be attacked with a knife. Luckily for us, we should have no fear because Mr. Rathod has the answer for you.
किस तरह से मार, किस तरह से मार, किस तरह से मार, this leg, this leg, this leg.
Well, that's just not gonna work. Unless you have the world's most limp-wristed attacker who holds the knife, kind of like Hans from that movie Die Hard holds his gun. What's most likely gonna happen when you attempt that is something like this. Or, the attacker in the middle of what is an altercation may slightly turn the knife, just a little bit, and you slice your hand and or wrist open. You're safe, you're not. You're safe, you're not. You get the idea. While I have shown you a lot of nonsensical techniques, I did save the best for last. I call this one the why you stabbing yourself technique. Why you stabbing yourself? Why you stabbing yourself? Now, while that, in my opinion, is one of the worst techniques he has shown, that's actually not the worst thing that Mr. Rathod is doing. You see, Rathod here has decided that he's only exclusively going to teach women. Wardrobe change. The reason for the wardrobe change is because I already filmed and edited this video already. But while editing this video, I stumbled across another video of his that was extremely concerning. Check it out.
जैसे बात करें थे कई लोग क्या करेंगे बच्चों को छूने की कोशिश करेंगे अब ये बच्चे को जितना पता है वो कि क्या सही है क्या गलत है सी आप हैंडशेक करो कैसा लगा आपको अच्छा लगा अभी कैसा लग रहा है अच्छा और आप कैसा लग रहा है अच्छा आप कैसा लगा बताओ कैसा लगा आराम लगा यही बच्चों को सिखाना.
So for anyone who didn't quite catch what just happened, while he's giving one of his motivational speeches, he's talking about good touch and bad touch. And while he's giving this speech, instead of just saying what bad touch is, he literally inappropriately touches that child twice. You know, I already had my suspicions that since he was already teaching just exclusively minors who were females, that something was wrong, but I couldn't prove it. And now I see that it's bold-faced posted on his Instagram for the world to see, him literally inappropriately touching a child. The craziest part is he did it in a room full of people. And no one thought, you know what, that's really strange that he inappropriately touched this child's chest, not once, but twice. Did you notice how when he did the inappropriate touch, by the way, when he got to the good touch part, the head or the back, he didn't really do that twice, but when it came to making sure that he hammered his point home about inappropriate touch, he made sure to inappropriately touch that child twice. You sick. And with that, it's time to give him some Dillmans. Me personally, I try to never trust a man who's teaching all of his self-defense classes in a suit. But that's me. That has nothing to do with my rating scale. I just figured it was probably time to mention that. But to start, it's clear that he has no idea how a gun works, especially the way that he holds a firearm after the disarm. It's clear he lives some fantasy land in terms of how a knife attack works. And when it comes to his hand-to-hand combat, obviously turning your back on the opponent seems to be his go-to. The other thing I find suspicious is almost everything that I've shown you is his entire curriculum. He just keeps regurgitating that same thing over and over and over and over again. I rarely see him ever kick and or punch in almost any of his videos, and when he does, it's during a demonstration of one of those techniques. These young women are extremely impressionable. He's clearly some type of authority figure for them. He's giving motivational speeches as well to the same group, which as far as I can tell, he's doing the motivational speeches along with the martial arts. It seems like those people should be made aware that he's just full of shit. So normally with the type of stuff that he was showing with his technique, he'd probably get about 3 Dillmans, but because of the inappropriate touching and the fact that he's purposely made an entire organization so that way he can have access to young girls, I'm going to give him 5 out of 5 Dillmans, and if I can give him more, I absolutely would, but that's the highest on this scale that we do. Bad gun disarms, bad knife disarms, bad self-defense, and now extremely predatory behavior towards young girls. And it is astonishing that so many people stood around and just watched him do that. It's dumbfounding. This brings us to the question of the day. The question of the day is brought to you by Academy Safe. Academy Safe is an organization. I am the vice president of this company, and we're trying to get martial arts studios to get background checks, CPR, first aid, and all the things that are not required at all in the United States to open a martial arts studio. So the next time you walk into a dojo, rather than just asking how much does it cost, ask if they have background checks, ask if they are Academy Safe. The question of the day is about our group responsibility for child safety. You know, I'm what's called a mandated reporter, and as a mandated reporter, I legally have to file a report if I see or suspect any abusive behavior. Now, this isn't necessarily a thing in every country. Some places have this and some places don't, but in the United States, mandated reporters do exist. So my question to you is, when you walk into a martial arts studio, what are some red flags that you look for to warn yourself and go, you know what, maybe this is not a safe place? Make sure you answer the question of the day in the comment sections below so that way I know that you watched the entire video, but also so that way we can have an open dialogue and conversation about the subject. As always, thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, and of course memberships. Keep the martial arts legit.
My baby got robbed the other day by degenerates. So she wanted to learn some new form of this self-defense. So she did her research and perused it online and found this tool said he could move shit with his mind. He call himself Seafood Paul Zimmerman. He got a dojo with a strip on near Cinnabon. Now she spends all day trying to